Good morning, YouTube. It's your boy X-Man 1991 coming to you back again with another live stream. If this is your first time watching me or if you've been watching me since day one, let me know what city and state are you coming in from. If you're outside of the US, let me know what country do you represent. If you've been subscribing to me since day one, make sure y'all smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes, and leave your comment down below. And if you're new to the party, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And next to that subscribe button, click on that little bell icon so you can get your notifications anytime I drop a video or a live stream like this. That way you won't have to miss out on anything. I'm going to let a few of you guys come in, but in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to go ahead and give a quick shout out to the early birds coming in. I know we just starting this live stream already. I just got done watching my guy Black Scion's rant called Uber Girl Ends Up in Court with Judge Judy. I just got done watching his rant. I hope Black Scion is watching this. In the meantime, I'm waiting for a few of you guys coming in, then I'm going to get started. We're about to react to another YouTuber's NBA players of all time list. That's what the title is. We're reacting to YouTuber Ztay's top 30 NBA players of all time. Last time we reacted to Cash Nasty's top 25, and like I said, his top 25 list, it was decent, but I don't agree with the nigga putting Michael Jordan at number 3. He could at least put him at number 2. We all knew his lover LeBron James was going to be number 1 on his list. But the list was still decent. It was better than Flight's whack ass top 100. So we're gonna react to another YouTuber. This is Ztay's top 30 NBA players of all time list. But before we get into the video, I just want to let you know there's a few videos that I got coming during the summer. And yes, my top 20 shows that premiered in 1994 list is coming soon. My top 20 shows that premiered in 1999 is coming soon. Also, we're going to reveal Apple Music's top 100 albums of all time list coming soon. I'm also going to reveal to y'all Beats Rhymes list top 15 best rappers from Brooklyn, their top 10 best rappers from my city, Houston, Texas, and their top 10 best rappers of all time from Philly. Those are the videos that I got coming soon. And there's any other videos I got coming this summer. I guess that's the only ones I can think of for now. But right now, we're about to watch Ztay's top 30 NBA players of all time list. And you know how YouTubers do. Whenever they make their own list, we got to be respectful. And whatever you agree or don't agree with, hey, that's what the comment sections are for. Just like whenever I do my own list to you guys can have your own opinions, whether you agree or disagree, whether I put this high, low, or are you okay in the spot that I put it in. So this is Ztay's top 30 NBA players list. I'm not sure if I'm going to do my list of the best NBA players, but we'll see if I'll do my own list of the best NBA players. But anyway, let's go ahead and watch Ztay's top 30 NBA players of all time list while I let a few of you guys come in. And here we go.
What's up, YouTube? It's Ztay, aka Lil Red. We got my top 30 NBA players of all time. I just reacted to Flight's top 100. I'm not gonna do 100 because that's way too much. And I feel like if you do 100, you're not really fully deep dive into it, really thinking about it. It took me the first half of this day to come up with this list. Now, before we get started, there are a couple people that I want to put on for recognition because they did not make.
Yeah, let me break it down to y'all real quick. I've already did a reaction to Flight's top 100 NBA players list, and it was garbage. That list was ass, man. I don't know what the hell was Flight thinking when he put out that top 100 NBA players list, but it was just terrible. I'm still mad that he put players like Dr. J, Julius Irvin at number 80. Cash Nasty's list of his top 25, It was slightly better than Flights, but I don't agree with that nigga putting Michael Jordan number 3. So let's see if Ztay's top 30 NBA players list is better than Cash Nasty top 25 and Flight's top 100. Let's see.
The top 30, and I think that they could be argued for top 30. So those players are Jason Kidd, Tracy McGrady, John Havlicek, Steve Nash, Patrick Ewing, Chris Paul, Elgin Baylor, Bob Pettit, Bob Cousy, Gary Payton, Dominique Wilkins, Elvin Hayes, Russell Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony, Paul Pierce, Reggie Miller, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Shout out to those dudes. They could be argued to be on the later portion, like, towards 30, 29, 28. Anybody could argue those, and I'm not going to be mad. But I did not have them on my list. So let's start out. At number 30, I have Nikola Jokic. Now, I know a lot of people say he could be higher, and
Right.
I agree. But the reason I'm not putting him higher is because I don't think he's done.
Nope.
So I'm just going to wait until his career is over. Because most of the people ahead of him, actually, he is the only person on this list that I think is like towards the start of his career. Everybody else is towards the end of their career or is retired already. So that being said, number 29.
To be honest, I would put Nikola the Joker Jokic number 24 in my personal list. But if he's your number 30, then that's cool. I wouldn't put him way high on the list because Jokic, he's not done. He's still got a long way to go. But I can see who is number 9, D Wade. D Wade will be in my top 15, but I respect you putting him on your list.
Is Dwayne Wade.
Okay.
Dwayne Wade won the championship 2006. Yes, it was with Shaq. He has 3 finals championships and 1 finals MVP, and that's going to put him at 29. At 28, we got Scottie Pippen. Now, this could be kind of controversial. Maybe some people think he could be higher.
Yeah.
He does have 6 championships. Now, I don't want to go into finals MVP and think it's super important, but I think that Scottie Pippen was more of a role player and a defensive player. And I understand he's, a Hall of Famer, top 75 of all time. And I don't even think it's disrespectful to put him at 28. But you guys can, talk about it in the comments because at 27, we got Allen Iverson.
Okay.
AI.
Not mad.
Changed the game of basketball. Lots of rules in the NBA changed because of him. And not only that, he has MVP, and he went to the finals versus the 2001 Lakers, who didn't lose a single game in the playoffs, and he beat them game 1 in LA. Now, I understand that's just one game, but I think Allen Iverson deserves to be ranked this high. And I wanted to put him higher, but I didn't want to disrespect anybody. At 26, we got my boy James Harden. Now,
All right.
A lot of people aren't going to like this, but I don't care, bro. James Harden, top 20 scoring all time. He's not done yet. Top 5 for 3-pointers made all time. He's not done yet. He's got an MVP. He could have more, and he definitely could have had more than 1 finals appearance. He did have one for the OKC Thunder, but he faced one of the greatest teams of all time, the Kevin Durant Warriors team, and we ain't even going to get into it because I honestly think that Game 7 was not called fairly. But whatever. Moving to 25, whatever number we're on. 25, Kawhi Leonard. I did put him above James Harden. He is one of the few active players that is on this list.
Hold on, let me pause it again. That's not Kawhi Leonard in my list will be at least number 17, at least in the top 20. But if he's in your top 25, Ztay, I'm not mad at the shit, bro. I'm not mad. But Kawhi, he will be a little bit higher on my list because he won his first ring 10 years ago with the San Antonio Spurs. And then 5 years later, he went to the Raptors his first year and won a championship. The reason why the Raptors won the 2019 finals because KD got hurt and Klay Thompson got hurt. My mama knew that the Raptors was going to win the 2019 finals, and she was right. I actually wanted the Raptors to win anyway. But Kawhi Leonard, he will be number 17 in my personal list.
reason I have him higher than James Harden is because he has 2 or 3 Finals MVPs. I think he has 2 Finals MVPs, 3 championships, 2 with the Spurs, 1 with the Raptors. That's the only reason he went to the Spurs. I mean, he went to the Raptors and just won a championship his first year there, then dipped. That's how nice he is. So Kawhi's at 25. I don't think anybody could argue that he shouldn't be in the top 30. But let me know. 24, we got Isaiah Thomas, IT, the original Isaiah Thomas. And I could have put him higher. Now, a lot of people might not even put him this high, but in my opinion, he should be this high. He's 6'1", represented for the shorter players, and he took down Michael Jordan in the playoffs. He has 2 championships. Zeke deserves to be on this list.
Zeke, Isaiah Thomas, in my list will be number 19. He'll be in my top 20. But I can't get mad that you put him at 24.
23, we got David Robinson. Now, I was going back and forth with this. This is the part where I was having some trouble because I really didn't know where to place a couple of these players. So the next couple of players, they could be flip-flopped and rearranged, but this is the order that I went in after some thinking. David Robinson, he's got a couple championships. He's got a Defensive Player of the Year. He's got an MVP. He's one of 5 people in NBA history to have an MVP and a Defensive Player of the Year award. And he's won championships. One of the best centers ever. David Robinson. 22.
Hold on. The Emerald David Robinson in my list will be number 21. So I can't get mad that you put him at 23.
Hey, we're the Try Guys. They're going to see how much money Keith can fundraise for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital using only...
We got Jerry West, the logo. I had to put Jerry West in here. It's hard to rank Jerry West because of the competition back in the day. But he's had 9 finals appearances. Yes, he only has 1 win, and his finals MVP actually came in a loss. But it was against the Celtics, who had a whole bunch of championships. I think they had 11 championships. And that's why I was including John Havlicek in the beginning, because Havlicek has 8 of those. It was hard not to put him in here. But like I said, I didn't want to go too far back. I just had to put Jerry West on the list. And I was debating on putting him over a couple of these dudes, but at 21, we got Kevin Garnett. Now, this is an interesting one. This was like an X factor for me trying to rank him, because when I first thought of Kevin Garnett, I saw him on a lot of people's lists. I was like, really? Kevin Garnett, top 30 of all time. But then I didn't really think about, he was on the Timberwolves before the Celtics. I think a lot of people, think of him on the Celtics because that's when he won his championship. But he took the Timberwolves to the Western Conference Finals. The Timberwolves, I don't even think they've ever gotten past that. And he has an MVP and a Defensive Player of the Year. 1 of 5 players in NBA history to do that, alongside David Robinson. At 20, we have Dr. J.
Kevin Garnett in my list will be number 16. Dr. J, he will be number 11 in my list. That's great. You got him in the top 20. That nigga Flight had no right putting Dr. J number 80 on his list. And Cash put Dr. J number 23 on his list.
Now, Dr. J was the star before the stars, before Larry Bird, before Magic Johnson. And I had to put some respect on his name, putting him in the top 20. Maybe if you look at his stats, they might not, some of these dudes I might have named might be better, might have better careers, more championships, but Dr. J's been to championships. He just lost to a very, very good team. But yeah, Dr. J's got to be on this list, especially a lot of NBA players idolized him growing up, so he's definitely got to be on the list. For that alone, at 19, we got Charles Barkley. Now, I almost forgot about him. I had to go back and put him in the list and kick somebody off. I did kick Chris Paul off the list and put Charles Barkley in, and I put him high up in the list, 19th. Top 20 all time, I got Charles Barkley. He went to the finals, but he faced against Jordan, and he didn't win. But Charles Barkley, one of the greatest players ever. And he's at the power forward position, and I think he was like the start or not the star, one of the greatest power forwards of all time. And there hasn't really been that many elite power forwards. And when there is, they're definitely some of the best players in the world. He's kind of undersized, but he played bigger. One of the greatest rebounders of all time, top 20 all time in rebounds. So we got Charles Barkley at 19. At 18, we got Oscar Robertson.
Okay.
It was very hard for me to find a place for Oscar Robertson because I've seen him as high as top 10 in some people's lists. But in my opinion, I don't think he is top 10. He's the first player ever to average a triple-double. His stats are crazy for his career. He is top 20 scoring all time. And he is 8th all time in assists. I believe he's 18th highest scoring player in NBA history. His stats are crazy. He has a championship. He does not have a finals MVP because he had Kareem, but he's a big part of that team. And he was back in the day in the 70s, but you got to put the big O somewhere. I feel like this is a good place for him. I think I could have moved him up a little bit more. But I definitely got to watch like a documentary on Oscar Robertson because I need to know a little bit more about him. I know he was Mr. Triple-Double. He had the triple-double record, and that was back in the day. So back in the day, you know, they probably never seen something like this, a point guard that could rebound, score, and pass. And he's still top 10 in assists in NBA history, top 20 scoring. So you got to put him on the list. 17, we got Dirk Nowitzki. Now, above Kevin Garnett, some people might be like, really? You know, above Charles Barkley, above some of these people that have more championships than him. But I think his championship that he won is one of the greatest championships ever. He beat LeBron James in that stacked Miami Heat roster.
Yep.
And that same year, they swept the Lakers and Kobe Bryant in the conference finals, which hurt. But he made the finals 2 times, 2 finals appearances, and he has a championship in 2011. He is the greatest European player of all time. He is the first European player to ever make an All-Star game, and he is an MVP. So I have to put him in that alone. I believe he's the only European player on this entire list. So that's saying something, and that's why I had him top 20. Maybe a lot of people don't have Dirk Ztay, but that's why I had him top 20. You put on for European players, and now look at the NBA. Everybody's European. Although I did have Jokic. I forgot about Jokic. Anyways, at 16, we got Kevin Durant. It was also hard because the next person above him, I really thought about it. You could definitely put KD above him. When you think about it, you know, just names alone, and you think about how they play, you definitely would put him above the guy at 15. My top 15.
Top 15. Who's your top 15? I spent
a lot of time on the top 15 because I wanted top 15 to be special. And unfortunately, KD couldn't make that. He does have 3 championships, I believe. It might be 2. No, 3?
KD has 2.
I can't even think. He's been to one on the Thunder, and that's the one I respect the most because it was his team. Now, he had Russell Westbrook and James Harden, but it was his team. Now you go to the Warriors, it was Steph Curry's team, but in the finals, it was Kevin Durant's team. And that's why I have him so high, 16. Kevin Durant also is a great scorer. He is top 10 all time, and he is still playing. So that's just saying something. One of the greatest scorers in NBA history, Kevin Durant at 16. By the way, he does have 2 championships. He lost the 3rd one, which was the Thunder one, or the first one. So he has 2 championships, 2 finals MVPs, and this is where it gets interesting, maybe a little controversial, because at number 15, I know a lot of people are probably not going to like this, and I see him kind of low on a lot of people's lists, but that is John Stockton. Now, the reason I have John Stockton so high, he is number 1 in assists all time, and it's not even close. Like, nobody's even close to him. Number 1 in steals all time. And if you just look at him, he shouldn't have that. Now, he did have Karl Malone on his team, who is top 3 all-time scoring. So it's, you know, some people could say it's easy for him to get assists, just dump it down to him in the post, and he's getting. But in my opinion, he's one of the greatest point guards of all time. I did put him above Oscar Robertson, even though he's never won a championship, and that might be controversial, and that's why some people be like, oh, why is he so high? He's above Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's champion. Yes, but he was playing Michael Jordan in the finals, and nobody's beating Michael
And he
Jordan
lost
in the finals,
twice
6-0 in the finals.
to Michael Jordan.
The only reason he's so high on my list, and like I said, I could understand if somebody wants to put Kevin Durant above him, is just because he's number one in assists, number one in steals. And that's just crazy to think about it. Just his statistics alone is the reason he's 15. At number 14, we got Hakeem Olajuwon. Now, Hakeem's the number one shot blocker of all time.
Hakeem will be number 12 in my list. I applaud you for putting the man who won 2 championships for my Rockets in your top 15. And yes, Hakeem is definitely the best blocker of all time. The reason why I don't have Hakeem in my top 10 because he left the Rockets during the final run of his career. If he would have stayed with the Rockets during the final run of his career, I would have put him in my top 10. But I'm happy that Hakeem won 2 championships for my Rockets. This month marks 30 years since the Rockets won their first championship. I'm not sure if it's their first championship, but I know they won 2. This month's been 30 years since the Rockets and the Knicks went against each other in the finals. What's going on, N? Yeah, we're doing a reaction to Ztay's top 30 NBA players. We're on number 14. He has my fellow Houston Rockets center Hakeem Olajuwon at number 14. But like I said, Hakeem will be number 12 in my list. If he did not left the Rockets during the final run of his career, he would have been in my top 10. I respect you for putting him in your top 15, Ztay. Anyway, we're almost done with the video. Let's continue on.
Blocks in NBA history. And he wasn't just known for his defense. He was known for his pop.
What's going on, Digital Apple? Oh, shit, I got one more subscriber up to 700. I should have waited till I had 700 subscribers to go live, but I actually wanted to go live. Because I promised I was going to go live yesterday, and I forgot to do that. So I apologize. Yeah, I'm going to try to see how I do a reaction to Just Scooby one day.
Post play. He was a scorer. He's top 15. I believe he's 13 all time in points scored in NBA history. And he took the Rockets, who were not that good, to the NBA Finals and won twice. 2 Finals MVPs,
Yep.
2 championships, one of the greatest centers of all time. He does have an MVP too. Does he have 2? No, he only has 1.
He has 2 Finals
It's crazy.
MVPs.
He's only been on, I think, 5 all NBA defensive teams, first team, and he leads all NBA in blocks. So blocks ain't everything, I guess. Anyways, coming in at number 13 is going to be Moses Malone. Now, this one's interesting because I was really taking a look at Moses Malone's career. He had a great career. Now, he is, back in the day, so not a lot of people might know about him or know too much about him. But he has 3 MVPs. He's an NBA champion, and he has a Finals MVP for the Philadelphia 76ers. I had to put Moses Malone in there just for that alone. 3
Okay,
MVPs.
cool. You got Moses
And on
Malone
top
number
of that,
13.
he is 11th all-time in scoring. He was a scorer. And it's crazy because nobody really talks about him like that. 11th all-time in scoring. And on top of that, he's top 5 all-time in rebounds. So he's a rebound and scoring machine. Moses Malone at 13. At 12, we got...
You can make progress by doing the things you love. If you can farm, fight food deserts.
Who's the number 12? Karl Malone.
Karl Malone. Now, I know this could be controversial also, because a lot of people don't like Karl Malone and John Stockton, let's be honest. So that's why people might be getting mad at this high. The reason I got Karl Malone so damn high, yes, he's never won a championship. Yes, he hasn't really performed up to his standards when it comes down to the big games and the finals and playoffs. But he is top 3 all-time in scoring. He was the most dominant power forward scoring-wise in NBA history. Now, I couldn't put him in top 10 because he doesn't have a championship, and that's the knock on him. He's never won, but at the same time, like I was saying earlier, it's against Michael Jordan.
And he lost to Michael Jordan twice in the finals.
It was hard for me to put him any lower than this, and I know I've seen a lot of rankings where he was extremely low. Flight put him at 72nd.
He did.
And maybe I'm overcompensating for that, but really, I think he should be this high. And I know a lot of people don't like him, and that's probably the reason they don't have him this high. I know the knock on him is he's never won a championship, but he is a two-time MVP. Now, I almost put Moses Malone ahead of him. And the only reason I did it is just because of this guy's scoring and where he ranks scoring all time. And I know stats ain't everything, but Moses Malone probably has better accolades, but Karl Malone has the better stats. You can flip him, I won't be mad, to be honest, but he does deserve to be this high up. Now this is where it's going to start getting interesting. We're getting close to the top 10. At number 11, we have Shaq. Now, I'm wearing his jersey right now. Shaq would be much higher if he stayed with the Lakers.
Hey, Ztay, I'm not mad that you did not put Shaq in your top 10. The reason why you did not put Shaq in your top 10, because I understand he left the Lakers, and Shaq was past his prime after he left the Lakers, moving from one team to another. Now, Shaq did win one championship with the Miami Heat, D Wade and them in 2006. But after that, Shaq, he was getting fat. He was out of shape. That's what I didn't like about Shaq. If he would have stayed with the Lakers, who knows? Him and Kobe probably would have won 2 more championships. But they won 3 out of 4. Shaq won 1 ring without Kobe, and Kobe won 2 more without Shaq. If they would have stayed together, they probably would have had 5 championships. Plus 5 equals 10. So I understand, Ztay, you do not have Shaq in your top 10. And I respect that. But I looked at everybody else's NBA players, says they put Shaq in their top 10. He's in my top 10 as well. So I can't get mad that you did not put my nigga Shaq in your top 10. Because he left the Lakers. Yes, I need to subscribe to your channel, Digital Apple. Yeah, Just Gooby, he definitely needs to go to jail. Yes, I do play NBA 2K games. I have NBA 2K5, 16, 17, and 18. But yeah, like I said, I understand Shaq is not in your top 10, Ztay, because he left the Lakers. I can't get mad at you on that.
But he couldn't. I know he couldn't. Shaq is the most dominant center ever. And it's crazy that I didn't put him in the top 10, now that I'm thinking about it. And I definitely could have put him in the top 10. The only reason I did not put him in the top 10 is because he left the Lakers.
Yeah.
He did win a championship right after he left the Lakers too in 2006 with the Miami Heat and Dwayne Wade, which is the reason why Dwayne Wade is on this list, to be honest. But I think the back half of Shaq's career is the reason he is not top 10 for me, because I feel like he just ruined his career towards the end, just playing with all those teams, jumping around from team to team to team, and I don't know. Maybe I think that's why I don't have him top 10, because I noticed when
Yeah, you asked what was my reaction to Michael Jordan going to the Wizards in the early 2000s. I had no problem with Michael Jordan going to another team. I had no idea that he was going to make a second comeback to the NBA after his second retirement. But it was great to see Michael Jordan come back to the NBA for the second time, not to mention to another team. I had no idea that he was going to go to another team instead of going back to the Chicago Bulls. But it was cool to see Michael Jordan play for the Wizards. Even though he did not win a championship with them, it was nice to see him play on that team.
I'm ranking players like based on my ranking. Loyalty means a lot to me. Like if a player's loyal to a team his entire career, like Dirk, Tim Duncan, they're gonna be high on my list because they're sticking through the tough times. It's something to do with personality, and I think that's also where I rank people based on their personality, what they did for the game, what they inspired other players to do, the type of leadership they have, and I think loyalty is leadership. And Shaq is a 4-time NBA champion. It is very hard not to put him higher on this list because there are some people I think that are higher than him that don't have that much championships. But I think loyalty goes into it a little bit, and I think the drop off later on in his career, although there are some other players on this list that had the same thing, so I can't really hold that against them. But yeah, Shaq's number 11. I'm not going to rant no more. At number 10, top 10.
Top 10.
My name is Darren Tommaso. I'm a Nike NYC trainer, and I'm wearing the Nike Zoom TR1. It's versatile enough to wear before I work out.
Tim Duncan.
Okay, Tim Duncan. Yes,
I
yes,
could have put him
yes.
higher too. But Tim Duncan is top 10, in my opinion. I've seen a lot of people put him 4. I've seen people put him at 4. I've seen people put him over Kobe Bryant, which to me is crazy. Tim Duncan stayed with the Spurs his whole career. Now, a lot of people could say, yes, because the Spurs were always good when he was on the team. But he is the definition of a power forward. Him, Kevin Garnett, are the modern day definition of a power forward. Like the last really solid power forward in the NBA, because now the power forward is not really a power forward anymore. They're all just kind of oversized small forwards, just wing players. So I think he's one of the last to do it, and he had almost a perfect career. He had 5 NBA championships. He should have had 6, but they lost to the Heat on some BS. I was very disappointed in him because that's when I did not like the Miami Heat because they had a super team. All right, 5 NBA championships, 3 Finals MVPs, and 2 MVPs. It could be backwards. It could be the other way. I'm pretty sure that's how it is. So Tim Duncan, one of the best players to ever play the game of basketball, is top 10. And now we're getting under the top 10. At number 9, we got Larry Bird.
Okay, yes.
Back-to-back MVPs. The reason Larry Bird is so high on my list, maybe you look at the stats and be like, he never averaged a 30-point per game season. Did have 29.9, I believe, 29.8. But the reason I have him so high is because he kind of, I don't want to say saved the league, but helped the NBA a lot when he came in with Magic. He formed a dynasty with the Celtics, made the Celtics relevant again, and had a very dominant career in that. And on top of that, he has 3 championships, 2 Finals MVPs. Now, I don't like the final MVP debate because there are some players on this list that I have ranked very high that don't have as much Finals MVPs. But Larry Bird was, I couldn't say he carried the Celtics. They had a really good team. Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, but I got to put him top 10. Now, is he over Larry Bird? Larry Bird, Tim Duncan. You could say Tim Duncan had the better career, same situations, both had really good teams. But I think the reason I'm putting Larry Bird so high is I think he really did help the NBA in a time where viewership wasn't that high. At the time, it was tape delay games. So I think Larry Bird really did help the NBA along with Magic Johnson. At number 8, we got Bill Russell. I had to put Bill Russell top 10 because he has 11 championships.
Bill Russell's top 10. Yes.
I believe that's the most championships as a player, too. Not only that, he was like the starter. So you got to respect the OGs. And every player on this list looked up to Bill Russell, which is the reason he's so high. Yes, that goes into my consideration when ranking players. He didn't have the crazy stats offensively, but he's one of the greatest defensive players of all time. And not only that, he is second all-time in rebounds. Now, I understand back in the day, maybe players weren't as good and not as tall, and that's why he got all the rebounds with Wilt. But Bill Russell is number 8, and saying that number 7 is Wilt Chamberlain. Those I had to tie them together because
I figured Wilt Chamberlain was going to be higher than Bill
like
Russell on your list.
Same kind of situation too. At the beginning of all of it, everybody got respect for him. Now Wilt could have been higher, but it's hard. Some of the Wilt stories that I hear are crazy. He was like, how today we got Victor Wembanyama, and everybody's like, man, he's doing things that nobody else could do athletically or anything like that in the court. That was Wilt Chamberlain before that, and he had an amazing career statistically, like probably better than anybody else ever statistically. Number 1 all time in rebounds, Top 10 all time in scoring. He's 7th all time in scoring. He's got 4 MVPs. Now the knock on him is that he only has 1 NBA championship, I believe, and 1 Finals MVP. Does he have more than 1? My bad. 2-time NBA champion, 1 Finals MVP, 2 MVPs. But if you go back and look at his averages, nobody's even close. He has the greatest numbers when it comes to averages in NBA history. When people try to argue statistics and then, they bring up, oh, look at this person's averages. This person's averages weren't that good. And then somebody just says, yeah, look at Will's averages. People just say, yeah, but that's just Will. It's not fair. So he's on a different level. He's got 100 points in a game. Will could have been higher on this list. Now, this is where it kind of gets a little controversial for a lot of people. But at number 6, I know this might be a little bit crazy, but I have Stephen Curry. This might be a little crazy. If I said this a couple years ago,
It's a little crazy.
Think I'm being delusional and crazy. But the fact that Stephen Curry won without Kevin Durant after Kevin Durant left with the Warriors that everybody already had given up on really moved him up on my list a lot. He's the all-time 3-point scorer in NBA history. Nobody's ever going to pass it. Maybe they will. But he's the greatest scorer the game has ever seen. He changed the NBA. You watch an NBA game, it's never the same because of Stephen Curry. Not only that, he's a small, undersized guard. And I always have respect for small, undersized guards, which is the reason I probably have John Stockton so high, Isaiah Thomas, Allen Iverson on this list, because I respect small
I'm going for the
guards.
Celtics in the finals.
Now, he's the smallest player in the top 10 on my list. And that's another reason he's at 6. He's a 4-time NBA champion with only 1 Finals MVP. That is the knock on Steph Curry. 2 MVPs. 1 was unanimous, the only one in NBA history.
Yeah, I respect him putting Curry on his top 10.
Against that, that's crazy. Now, for the Finals MVP debate, I really think he should have at least 3. At least 2, but 3. Iguodala shouldn't have got it that year. And he should have got it over Kevin Durant the last time they played. Or he could have, maybe not should have. That's why I think Finals MVP is a stupid award, because some of these players definitely could have got it, but they didn't. Call me crazy, but I have Stephen Curry 6 all time. Now top 5, this is where it gets interesting. A lot of people are going to get mad, whatever, because they're fit.
Now we get to his top 5. Let's see who's his top 5.
Too low, too high, not in the list. Whatever, this is my top 5 all time. If you have a different top 5, you can comment it. You can make a video about it. Everybody got their own opinions. Everybody sees the game differently. Now, some people are going to disagree. You don't watch basketball, but that's literally all I do. Like, I literally have no life besides watching basketball. So that comment will never get to me for the people that say that. I watch more basketball than you, I promise you. This is literally what I do with my life. Anyways, 5th all time, none other than the greatest point guard of all time, Magic Johnson.
Yes, Magic Johnson. Okay, all right.
Could have been higher on this list. If
Magic can be a top 5 player.
Cut short. He came into the league and won Finals MVP as a rookie with a team that had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on it, going against his idol, Dr. J. That's the greatest start to any career. Now, a lot of people will be like, he was drafted to a good team, blah, 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 blah. He can't. That's not anything to do with him. But on top of that, he's one of the greatest passers anybody has ever seen. And that's what a point guard is. He was also the first point guard that was huge like this. Now, everybody wants to compare people to, like LeBron and Ben Simmons. Who's the next Magic Johnson? He was the start of it. And what's crazy is his stats are very good, and he's played half the time that most of the people on the top of the leaderboards have. He's only played half a career. Towards the end, didn't even count. I'm sorry. But he's 7th all time in assists doing that. Imagine if he played a full career. I think he could have had a chance to pass John Stockton in assists. He's a 5-time NBA champion. 5.
Yep.
He was the first player in NBA history to have a $1 million deal. He changed the way that the NBA contracts are. And he was part of one of the most overpowered dynasties that the NBA has ever seen in the Showtime Lakers. He was the head of that. Now, you could say Kareem. I think they go hand in hand. But Magic has 3 Finals MVPs for the people that like that argument. 3 Finals MVPs, 3 MVPs. I believe he's a 12-time All-Star, and he barely even played 12 seasons.
Oh, what's up, man? You said the top 3 LeBron, Kobe, and MJ. Let's see if you're right. If his top three is LeBron, Kobe, MJ. I'm guessing his number four is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Since he got Magic Johnson at number five, Kareem should be his number four. Let's see.
Magic Johnson, top five. At number four, we have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I knew it.
Now,
Kareem
I put
Abdul-Jabbar.
those two back to back, just like I did Bill Russell,
Yep.
and you could flip them. I wouldn't even get mad. But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the leading scorer in NBA history until LeBron passed it. And nobody thought anybody was going to pass that record. He did it all with a sky hook. He was skinny, but tall. And I think
Yeah, we called it.
back then, centers weren't skinny and tall. They were mostly big and muscular. So a tall, skinny, the captain, bro. A tall, skinny center dominated the league and had the most points in NBA history with a sky hook. And on top of that, he was part of the Lakers dynasty. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is a six-time NBA champion, the same amount as Michael Jordan.
Yep.
Not only did he win all the championships with Magic, he won one in Milwaukee with Oscar Robinson and did get Finals MVP for that. I believe he has 3 Finals MVPs.
Yeah, I
Two
figured
Finals
Steph
MVPs
Curry was
for
going to be
Kareem.
high on his list.
And that's what people
Like number
were not
7 or
for
number
because Magic
6.
got a whole bunch of them. But I think one of the craziest parts about Kareem, 6 championships, 6 MVPs. That's how you know he was the best player when he was playing. The captain. Top 4 all time. 6 MVPs? Are you kidding me? That's crazy. Now, I understand MVPs and final MVPs, I don't think should totally, make somebody better than somebody else because it is being voted on by whoever. The media, right? So you can't always trust that. But I think 6 times just shows how good and dominant he was and how everybody respected him in the league. Not only that he has 6
Joe Scooby used to play
championships,
basketball and he sucked.
I know the whole rings argument, a lot of people don't like it, but he was the main dude for it. Now, top 3, this is, a lot of people are going to get mad, right?
All right, are you guys ready for his top 3? Yo, Ian, let's see if we got his top 3 right. I'm predicting his number 3, number 3, LeBron, 2, Kobe, and MJ 1.
Yeah.
Let's
I
see.
have LeBron James.
Yep, LeBron number 3.
Get mad. LeBron James, top 3. I have a lot of stuff to say about it. I'm not going to try to, make people mad. This is not for clicks. This is really how I felt my entire life. LeBron James, the reason that he's not higher, like I said earlier, loyalty is on my top of my mind. Now, I understand he won with Cleveland. That was the greatest championship I've ever watched in my life. Come back 3-1 against the Golden State Warriors.
Yep.
That was the greatest team of all time, by the way, the Warriors. So that championship, the weight of it is crazy. Now, I don't want to downplay his championships, but I think he's always kind of gone to whatever rosters help him out the most instead of just staying loyal, staying through it. And I think he's really wants to be the GOAT a little bit too much. And I think that's the reason I don't have him as the best player of all time. Because sometimes I feel like he cares about being the best all time instead of winning. I don't know. Man. I don't know. That might be crazy because I understand he's a winner. 10 finals appearances. Are you crazy? He's 40 years old, still doing what he's doing. Longevity, nobody's ever seen it, and he's still going.
Yep.
He's the all-time NBA leading scorer, which is insane because nobody thought that record would be passed, and he's not even a scorer. And on top of that, he has 4 NBA championships.
Yep.
4 finals MVPs. He got it every single time, and 4 MVPs. He actually has a scoring championship, too, I believe in 2008. So for the people that say he's not a scorer, he is a scorer. He's one of the most versatile players of all time. And I believe he's top 5 in assists, too. One of the greatest passers of all time. So, yeah. Number 2. This is where people are going to get mad. Kobe Bryant. I don't care what anybody has to say.
Kobe's number
Bryant,
2.
in my opinion, could be number 1.
Right.
But yes, he's over LeBron James. 5 NBA championships. 5. And that's what LeBron's trying to chase desperately right now. If LeBron gets 5, I'll put him above Kobe. But I really don't think LeBron's going to get 5. I think his chance was last year. We didn't do it. But you could just tell LeBron's. I feel like he's still playing catch up with Kobe Bryant. Yes, he passed him in scoring, and I think that's just injuries. You know, LeBron longevity. Like I said, he had the ability to stay healthy and be consistent throughout his career. Kobe had ups and downs, injuries, missed seasons, um, ruined the end of his career because of all the injuries he had, Achilles, whatever, whatever.
Yep.
And I think Kobe's stats would have been a lot better for that. And especially he came into the league very, very, very early, and so did LeBron, both out of high school. But in my opinion, he came in as a backup um, on a team that already had somebody pretty good ahead of him in Eddie Jones. And he was determined to show everybody that he was the next Michael Jordan. And I think he replicated what Jordan did perfectly. Like, couldn't have done it better. Matter of fact, I think he should have 6 championships, which is what Kobe was chasing after so long, which is why I put him at 2 behind Jordan. But I think he faced tougher competition than Michael Jordan. And people want to say he only has 2 finals MVPs, but I think he could have had more. He should have had at least one with Shaq, because there were games where he carried that team. But the last 2, he beat Boston's super team. Yes, he didn't have the greatest Game 7, but he rebounded the damn ball when he needed to. He just did anything to win. That's all Kobe cared about, was winning. He was loyal. Yes, there were some times where he wanted to leave, but in my opinion, he is the greatest basketball player ever. He loved the game better than anybody. He set the best example for somebody, for how people should play the game, how people should train for the game, how people should work for the game. And the reason that I have Michael Jordan
Of
at
course.
number 1 is because Michael Jordan has had the greatest career ever. Literally perfect career. 6 for 6, 6 finals MVPs, 6 championships, 5 MVPs. He had a defensive player of the year, rookie of the year. The list goes on for accolades. But the reason I have Jordan at number 1 is because he's never lost in the finals. He had a perfect career. He saved the NBA. The NBA was not popular at the time. Jordan came into it. He was the cover athlete for everything. And the fact that this right here, the fact that these shoes right here are worth $300 in the year 2024 is the reason that Michael Jordan is the GOAT. The impact that he had, not only on the game, but on the culture of basketball. People still wear his shoes to this day. They're still popular, and he don't even really have a voice anymore. He stays quiet. He really doesn't. You don't even hear anything about Michael Jordan because he's not a loud personality guy. But yeah, Michael Jordan is the GOAT in my opinion. Let me know if you guys have anything differently. I know there's gonna be people mad. There's gonna be some people that agree. But that's what the comment section is for. Hit the like button if you liked it and you support the channel and you want to help the channel out. Hit the dislike button. I don't care, bro. That's your right, just like how it is my right to make this video. But this is not me trolling. This is actually what I truly believe from my own eyes and from all the data that's in front of me. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. This is Ztay. Peace.
Man, Ztay, your list was amazing. You definitely put the right NBA players in the top 5, which are my top 5 as well. Your top 30 NBA players of all time list gets a solid 10 out of 10, bro. As soon as this live stream is uploaded, I will leave a link to Ztay's YouTube channel in the description down below. If you guys want to go subscribe to him, I'm definitely going to go subscribe to him after watching this video. He definitely got his top 3 right. Now, a lot of people may flip-flop the top 3. They may put LeBron at 3, MJ 2, and Kobe 1. But, yeah. It don't matter what order you put Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, as long as you got them in your top 3. Just like it don't matter which order you put Beavis and Butthead, Daria, and Celebrity Deathmatch in your top 3 MTV shows list, as long as you got them in the top 3. But that's going to do it for my live stream reacting to Ztay's top 30 NBA players of all time list. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think his list is better than Flight's top 100 and Cash Nasty's top 25? And Just like Digital Apple commented, I will do a reaction to Just Goopy. Because I know that he should be in jail. And I heard that he plays basketball and he sucked. But anyway, I will catch you guys tomorrow celebrating 30 years of Warren G's debut album, Regulate G-Funk Era, and reminiscing 25 years of Stone Cold Steve Austin becoming the CEO of the WWF from the June 7th, 1999 edition of Raw is War. I will catch you in my next live stream. Until then, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. No more talk.